There's a strange truth you'll come to understand as you mature. The most powerful life you can build doesn't look exciting on the outside. It looks boring, predictable, routine. But inside that repetition, hidden beneath the quiet, ordinary surface, is a furnace of discipline, self-respect, and unstoppable momentum. Success doesn't arrive in fireworks. It shows up in your habits. And most people will never meet it, because most people can't stomach boredom. They chase motivation. They chase inspiration. But the ones who build legacies? They chase consistency. You don't need more excitement in your life. You need more structure. You don't need more dopamine. You need more discipline. Because when your life is ruled by emotions, you become a slave to your mood. But when your life is ruled by principles, your habits carry you even when your emotions betray you. The world today has confused novelty with growth. Just because something is new doesn't mean it's right. Just because something is hard doesn't mean it's progress. Real growth, the kind that lasts, isn't always loud. It's not always viral. Sometimes, it's waking up early when no one's watching. Sometimes, it's doing the same thing 1,000 times until your character becomes immune to excuses. You see, the secret is that success is actually kind of boring. Show up. Every day. Rain or shine. Master the small things. Do what you said you'd do, especially when you no longer feel like it. And then do it again tomorrow. This isn't about becoming a machine. It's about becoming a master. And mastery demands monotony. You don't reach greatness by dabbling. You reach it by drilling deep, not wide. We live in a culture obsessed with stimulation. New apps, new hacks, new goals, new plans. But the truth is, some people are so addicted to starting over, they never finish anything. They've mastered beginnings but abandoned the discipline to complete. So what does a boring routine actually mean? It means you stop arguing with the alarm clock. It means you eat like the future matters. It means you move your body, not for six-pack abs, but because strong people carry more responsibility. It means you learn when you're tired. You show up when it's inconvenient. And you choose growth over comfort, even when the comfort is screaming. Because boring routines do something powerful, they silence your inner child. The one who wants everything now. The one who throws a fit when things get hard. The one who thinks discipline is punishment. When in fact, discipline is freedom. A routine isn't prison. It's a signal to yourself, I'm in control now. And that's where the real power begins. There's a story I once heard of a man who became wealthy not through talent, not through genius, but through making bricks. Every day. The same clay. The same mold. The same drying time. The same fire. Every day, for 30 years. When asked how he got rich, he said, I didn't chase the market. I didn't guess the trends. I made bricks. Same as yesterday. And I did it better than anyone else. He didn't need a miracle. He needed rhythm. And most people aren't poor because of bad luck, they're poor because of broken rhythm. You see, your life follows the beat of your habits. If the rhythm is chaos, the results will be chaos. But if the rhythm is steady, even if it looks plain, you become unstoppable. Because life bends for the person who keeps showing up. Routines reveal who you really are. Anyone can be impressive for a day. But who are you on day 57, when no one's clapping, no one's watching, and the novelty is gone? That's the moment you find out if your goals are rooted in character or just emotion. Emotion starts the fire. But routine keeps it burning. The gym on a Wednesday when you're sore. The cold shower when your body says not today. The budgeting when you'd rather buy. The reading when scrolling is easier. The writing when inspiration is absent. That's what separates winners from wishers. You won't feel motivated every day. You're not supposed to. That's why routines exist, to carry you when motivation disappears. And the more boring your routine, the more beautiful your life becomes. Because boredom is the cost of excellence. And most people aren't willing to pay it. The dangerous lie the world tells you is this: you should always feel good. No. You should always be honest. Honest about your time. Honest about your excuses. Honest about the gap between what you say and what you do. Your habits don't lie. They tell the truth about your values. You can say you want to be successful, but if you hit snooze every morning, success knows the truth. You can say you want to build wealth, but if you spend without purpose, wealth walks away. You can say you want discipline, but if you skip the hard things, discipline knows better. So stop chasing feelings. Chase structure. Because freedom, real freedom, is the reward of the disciplined. Look around at the people you admire. The ones who built something from nothing. The ones who carry themselves with dignity. You'll notice something strange. They all live by routines. They all have rituals. They've made boredom their friend. Not because they lack ambition, but because they've outgrown chaos. There's a moment when a man realizes his life is too important to be random. That moment is the beginning of wisdom. And it usually starts with routine. Because without routine, you're just reacting. To moods. To trends. To circumstances. But with routine, you rise above that. You start leading your own life. The tragedy of most people's lives isn't that they lacked ambition. It's that they lacked rhythm. They wanted the mountain but couldn't stomach the steps. They wanted change, but not the system that change demands. Everyone says they want a good life. But the good life isn't handed out. It's earned through repetition, through structure, through choosing the same discipline tomorrow that you chose today. Boredom isn't your enemy. Your real enemy is inconsistency. It's your addiction to novelty. It's your belief that you should always feel like it. That belief has cost more people their potential than failure ever has. Because failure at least teaches you something. But inconsistency teaches you to lie to yourself. To say you're committed when you're not. To say you're growing when you're standing still. You want to change your life? Then make your routine so consistent that your excuses don't even try to speak up anymore. Think about it. Every great athlete trains when no one's watching. Every great leader reads while the world sleeps. Every great craftsman perfects their art in solitude, again and again, long before anyone sees the result. They don't need applause. They don't need permission. They've made peace with the monotony. Because they understand something most people never will. The process is the prize. The routine is the reward. The repetition is the path to freedom. And when you embrace that, life becomes simpler. Not easier, simpler. Because you no longer need to ask, should I? You already decided. Your routine decided. You don't have to negotiate with yourself every day. You don't have to wonder what version of you is going to show up. You are the version who shows up. That is strength. That is power. That is peace. But make no mistake, you'll be tested. The world will tempt you to break your rhythm. There will be voices, inside and out, telling you to skip today. Telling you it's not a big deal. Telling you you've done enough. But remember this. Every time you skip the small thing, you weaken the big thing. Every time you skip the discipline, you delay the dream. Every time you betray your routine, you teach your mind that quitting is an option. And if you give your mind that option long enough, you won't even realize when you stop believing in yourself. Your routine isn't just about productivity. It's about identity. It's about becoming the kind of person who can carry the weight of greatness. A person who has integrity, not just with the world, but with themselves. Because you can't lead others if you can't lead your morning. You can't build wealth if you can't control your appetite. You can't gain wisdom if you can't control your attention. And you can't become who you were meant to be if you keep escaping the very habits that would shape you. You don't need a new life plan. You need a new level of respect for your daily life. Honor your mornings. Honor your meals. Honor your commitments. Honor the quiet, unglamorous work that no one will see but you. Because the day will come when the results are loud. And they'll ask you how you did it. They'll say, "What's your secret?" And you'll smile. Because you'll know the truth. There was no secret. There was no shortcut. There was just a boring routine, followed with uncommon faithfulness. And that, more than talent, more than charisma, more than luck, is what changed everything. And here's what nobody tells you. The moment you truly commit to a routine, not flirt with it, not experiment with it, but marry it, you become someone else. You become someone with gravity. You become someone people trust, not because you talk big, but because you show up. You become someone even you respect. And that, my friend, is the most powerful transformation of all. Because the man who respects himself is dangerous. Not to others, to mediocrity. He doesn't chase attention. He builds attention through action. He doesn't shout goals. He whispers discipline every day. And in time, he doesn't have to say anything. Because his results do all the talking. But you won't feel like this at first. At first, routine feels boring, empty, even pointless. Because you've been trained by the modern world to expect instant proof, instant likes, instant results, instant gratification. But real progress? It's invisible at first. It's microscopic. It lives in the days no one claps for. It lives in that meal you chose not to eat. In that scroll you refused to swipe. In that workout you finished in silence. In that book you read alone. It adds up, slowly, quietly, until one day, you wake up in a life you built. Not by force, but by rhythm. And in that moment, you'll understand what Rohn meant when he said, "Success is nothing more than a few simple disciplines practiced every day." So let me ask you, can you be okay with being unseen while you build? Can you keep doing the work when the world offers zero applause? Can you find beauty in the boring? Because that's where greatness lives. Not in grand gestures, not in massive leaps, but in the subtle, uncelebrated, repeated actions of someone who refused to give up. You don't need to feel like a hero. You need to act like a professional. And professionals don't wait for motivation, they build systems. They don't chase moods, they chase meaning. They know the path to mastery is paved in repetition. They know growth is hidden in routine. They know their identity is forged in the fire of boring, consistent work. So don't wait for inspiration to strike. Strike first. Set your alarm. Pack your bag. Plan your meals. Choose your books. Block your time. Protect your focus. Make your routine so strong that it becomes your identity. So when someone asks you, "How do you stay so disciplined?" you can say, "I'm not disciplined. I just don't negotiate with my system anymore." And maybe, one day far from now, when your results are undeniable, when your peace is unshakable, when your confidence radiates in silence, someone will come to you, broken by inconsistency. And they'll ask for your secret. They'll ask for the breakthrough. They'll ask what book changed you. And you'll look them in the eye and say the words that almost no one wants to hear. It was the boring routine. And in that moment, they'll either walk away disappointed, or they'll sit down and begin. You see, a boring routine doesn't just change what you do. It changes what you see. Suddenly, you stop craving chaos. You stop idolizing ease. You stop being impressed by people who look successful but live out of control. Instead, you begin to admire something rarer. Consistency. Stillness. Alignment. A life that doesn't sway in the wind because its roots are buried deep. Because when your actions align with your values, and your time aligns with your vision, you stop living by accident. And you start living on purpose. And maybe for the first time, you realize that all this work, all this repetition, was never just about success. It was about becoming the kind of person who could succeed. A person with internal order. A person with discipline in the bones. A person who doesn't just dream big, but live small, precise, and intentional, day after day. Because this is the secret most never figure out. Success isn't some mountaintop you conquer once. It's the ground you stand on daily. Paved by boring bricks, laid in quiet hours, by hands that refuse to quit. Your life, right now, is the harvest of your habits. Not your wishes. Not your dreams. Your habits. And the future you're praying for is already on its way. The only question is whether the person you're becoming will be ready to receive it. Because life doesn't give you what you want. It gives you what you're ready for. And the routine, that boring, ordinary, daily structure, is what prepares you. So here's what you do. You stop waiting. You stop wondering. You stop needing it to feel good. And you build the routine anyway. You build it when it's hard. You build it when it's dry. You build it when no one understands why you're working so quietly, so early, so consistently. Because you know the truth now. That boring routine? It's not just a schedule. It's not just a set of habits. It's not just productivity. It is the foundation of your freedom. The shield for your mind. The roots of your legacy. And the proof, to yourself, that you were never waiting to become great. You were already becoming. Quietly. Daily. Deliberately. One boring decision at a time.